right, hey everybody. I am going to be talking about master components in Figma. What are they? How do we build them? How are they useful? So let's just jump right in. I'm going to actually build out a custom button here, and I'm just going to get rid of this stuff. But I'm just going to type in the word button and keep this super simple this time. And then I'm going to do Shift A to build a frame around it. And then we're going to convert that. Actually, I'm just going to name this button just because I usually just do that by default, so I know what I'm doing. I'm going to convert that to a component. Now this is where we kind of just like create variants from this component and keep going in our variant journey and build. But in this case, we're actually going to duplicate it. So we have a child instance of that master, and we're going to recomponentize, I guess you could say, that instance, and it's actually buried in the ellipsis menu. It's right here, create component, and then you'll get that hollow diamond with the plus in the middle, and that'll add a new variant, and then you'll get your variant group right there. Now, at this point, I usually just add a period in front of my master because I don't want to publish that component. If you're building it in a design system, you don't want to publish the master as well as the variants because you're going to get two different instances in the published library, and we don't want that. So in order to stop it from being published, you're going to put a period right in front of it. A period or an underscore, it really doesn't matter. I have a habit of putting a period, but either way, whatever suits your fancy. And then you got your variants here. So point of master components is being able to make changes at the master level and have those changes trickle down to the child level. So if I add, for example, a icon here, and we'll just make a frame out of it. So that's my icon at the end. I can duplicate it and move it over to the left. And then you can see that these child instances are actually inheriting those changes from the master component. And that's the whole point, right? Is to make sure that I don't have to make all these changes at the variant level. I can make them at the master. If I need an extra icon, if I need to be able to make the text editable at that higher level, if I want to add a second icon, for example, anything that you can think of as far as properties go, what properties does my component need to have? I put them at the master, and then all the children inherit it. So, and I want to just do a default styling here. We'll just do some kind of gray to make it look like a button. And obviously these variants are inheriting those changes as I go along. And then this is where you actually create the actual variant type. So if you're dealing with the button, obviously you want to do like a resting state, disabled state, a focus state, all those. So if I click on the actual outer container of the variant group, I'll go up here to properties, usually call this state, and then if I open up my my variant menu, I can call this resting, and then I can call this one hover, for example. And this is where the actual children are going to inherit those changes. So one caveat is, because I duplicated this master, made a child of it, and then duplicated it again as a component, you're going to see that if I click into these variants, you're not actually clicking on, you're not going to see the styles that actually the master has. So when I click there, I'm not going to see a gray fill or anything like that. You actually have to go into the child, which is really the master. It's embedded within that variant. And if you click on that, that's when you see the styles. So make it a habit of doing that. Just double click into your variant, and then you'll actually target the master, and that's where you want to kind of create your variant styles. So for example, a hover state might look like that. And then you're good to go. So then you can take that out of its master container, and you can see the variant properties here. And then in another video, I'll show you how this looks with properties, actually like showing an icon at the end, showing an icon at the beginning, stuff like that. So hope you enjoyed that. More to come.